Good morning, my name is Kwame King, and I will be leading you in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in the John Finney High School class of 2026 in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars pause with me as we take a moment to observe a moment of silence for Mr. John W. Finney as we remember his life and legacy. He is also the namesake of our continuation high school. Thank you.
You may now be seated.
Good morning. Welcome to you all. My name is Sylvia Whitson. I am the proud principal of John Finney High School, and it is a pleasure to welcome all of the family members, friends, and most of all, our graduates to the commencement exercise for the John Finney High School class of 2026. We are joined here today by a host of dignitaries who represent John Finney High School and the Vallejo City Unified School District. I am especially pleased to welcome several members of our school board, including President Glenn Amboy, Vice President Carlos Flores, Trustee Dr. Latanya Young, Trustee John Fox, Trustee Dean Hodges. We also have with us Supervisor Cassandra James, our beloved Mayor and City Council. Yes, our beloved Mayor, Andrea Source. Thank you. We are also joined today by our Superintendent Ruben Aurelio, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Heather Tapasio. Director of Communications, Selena Bagao. Director of Secondary Education, Rosalind Hines. Also, our Director of Student Services, Dr. Edison Kelly. And a host of teachers, staff. Also, our beloved Ruben Fernandez. And a host of teachers and staff that stand in support of the momentous occasion. Some of our most esteemed guests are sitting in the audience today. All of the aunts, all of our uncles out there, the cousins, big brothers and big sisters, big sisters and little sisters, and grandparents that have offered words of support, encouragement, and wisdom throughout these high school and elementary and middle school years. Parents sitting in the crowd, parents, we know you are overflowing with pride today. Where are my parents? Whatever role you've played, know that these graduates are seated here today because of your support and guidance and wisdom. Welcome. We will now hear from our student trustee, Zenea De Leon.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning, John Finney staff, students, and now families. Most of John Finney knows me as the person always running around for leadership or doing the announcements when our school is celebrating something or has something going on. But for the families, hello. My name is Zenea De Leon, and I am John Finney's first student trustee representing this school. Over this school year, I've worked on the VCUSD school board with board members President Glenn Amboy, Vice President Carlos Flores, Trustee Dean Hodges, Trustee Latanya Young, Trustee John Fox, Student Trustee Barosh Arbob, Student Trustee Sonia Jacobo Valdez, and Superintendent Ruben Aurelio on ways to better our schools and ways to allow my school to get the recognition they deserve. To me, being student trustee meant I was a voice for not only my school, but all of the students in Vallejo. I've done things like talk to the mayor. I brought the mayor to our campus to talk with students. I went to Salt Lake City, Utah for the National League of Cities City Summit. I went to Sacramento for the California School Board Association Conference, and I even watched a governor's debate for this upcoming governor's election. I deeply appreciate the board and all of the cabinet members for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. You all have not only shaped me as a student, but allowed me to grow as a now 18-year-old African-American female high school graduate. And I thank you for supporting me on my journey through all of my hardships and giving me praises when I accomplish something. But enough about me. Seniors, as we gather here today, I am reminded of the countless memories I've been able to share with you all. Our journeys have all been filled with lots of growth, learning, and transformation. It might not have always been easy, but we made it. And today, June 11, 2026, you all have achieved a significant milestone in your lives. This achievement is a testament to your resilience, dedication, and the much appreciated support from those around us. We all know we're at John Finney for a reason. Whether it's the fact that we didn't care about our freshman year, got grouped in with the wrong people, or simply could not mentally deal with a comprehensive high school. We all know that coming to John Finney meant we were dealing with hardships in our teenage lives. But this was our second chance, and we took it and accomplished everything that our families and friends knew each and every one of us was capable of achieving. I know that a lot of people look at a continuation school and make assumptions like we don't want to apply ourselves, or don't care about school, or just get in trouble. But seeing each and every one of you, seeing each and every one of you sitting in front of me today, and seeing all of you thrive in the almost 2 years I've been at this school, we proved them wrong. We showed them that we can succeed and we can graduate high school. Leaving you guys today, I want you to know one thing and do one thing. I want you to know that I'm so proud of each and every individual that is walking across this stage. And no matter where this journey we call life takes you all after high school, you can leave here today knowing that there is at least one person who is cheering you on no matter where you are or what's going on. And the one thing I want you to do is look up at the sky right now and tell the people that are looking down watching you that you made it. Because if nobody hasn't noticed this whole entire time, they have, and they're proud of you. To our teachers, I want to thank you on behalf of the students for your much needed and appreciated support and guidance, for challenging us to think critically, and for pushing us to strive for greatness. You have not just taught us, you have prepared us for life beyond these walls. To our families, thank you for your endless love and encouragement. You have been our pillars of strength, cheering us on every step of the way, and your many sacrifices will never go unnoticed. And to my fellow graduates, look around you. Look around you. Together, we have grown not only as students, but as young adults. As we move forward, let us take with us not only the lessons learned, but also the spirit of community and collaboration that has been the staple of our time spent together. As we get ready for our next adventures, remember that the future is ours to make. Let us move on with courage and confidence, ready to make our mark on this world. Let us be the very definition of change, using our talents and education to make a positive impact. I want to thank my principal, Ms. Whitson, for the opportunity to speak to you all today, and for her unwavering commitment and support to each and every student who walks in those doors. Thank you for everything you've done and continue to do for the John Finney students. And to my seniors, we made it.
We're proud of you.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce to you at this time the 25-26 John Finney High School salutatorian, Mr. Juan Chel Rangel. Mr. Rangel was born here in the Bay Area, but moved to Mexico early in his life. He started his education in Mexico, but eventually made his way back to the Vallejo area for his 10th grade year at Jesse Bethel High School. He came to John Finney at the start of his junior year, and with hard work, he was able to graduate in December of 2025. He plans to start working in a restaurant as soon as possible, and I found out yesterday he has an interview with a restaurant in Richmond. He plans to start working as soon as possible so that he can send money back to Mexico, where he one day plans to open his own restaurant business. Please welcome Mr. Juan Chel Rangel, the salutatorian for the John Finney High School 25-26 graduating class.
Hello and good morning, dear classmates, families, and teachers. My name is Juan Angel Chel Rangel, and I'm honored to be giving this speech on this wonderful day. Today, we begin with a simple moment, yet it marks the start of a new chapter, a chapter that will leave an indelible mark in our lives. I remember when I first arrived here, carrying a briefcase full of dreams and a head brimming with doubts. Today, as I look back, I see a journey rich with lessons learned. We didn't just pass difficult exams, we also faced overwhelming academic pressures. There were nights when I wavered, but there were also moments of pure magic. Life at times surprised us with an unexpected twist, an illness, a move to a new city, a temporary step back, but it wasn't those moments of struggle that we discovered our true strength. I started my middle school in Mexico. I felt that school was really hard because I was a little lazy, but I had to give my best if I wanted to get ahead. I started pushing myself forward, being better, doing my work, and paying attention in class. When I finished my middle school in Mexico, I had to move with my dad in the USA and leave my mother alone. I felt sad and depressed in the start, but I know that I'm not gonna be away from her forever. And I had to do my best, something I did not do on my first year at high school. I failed in every subject. That's the reason I was transferred to John Finney High School, where I met lots of nice people, the teachers and the students. The time I spent in this school was one of the greatest years of my life, and I enjoyed every moment. I want to acknowledge those who supported us throughout this journey. To our families, you were our first refuge, our invisible guides. At every step, your love was a force that empowered us to keep going. To our teachers, thank you. You did not merely impart lessons. You showed us how to think, how to question, and how to grow. In every class, you inspire us to discover who we truly are. And along this path, we learn lessons that extend far beyond the classroom walls. We learn that falling down is not the end, but merely a stepping stone. We learn that pressures, however overwhelming they are, serve to prepare us for an unknown future. Looking ahead, we see a horizon brimming with possibilities. We do not know exactly where this path will lead us, but we do know who we are. A class united by curiosity, by empathy, and by a burning desire to make a difference. So, with gratitude in our hearts and the certainty of the lessons we have learned, we take the next step. What defines us is not simply this day, but the courage with which we continue to move forward. Congratulations to you all, and let us continue building a future filled with meaning. Thank you.
It is my honor at this time to introduce to you the John Finney High School valedictorian, Mr. Arav Prasad. Mr. Prasad was born in Lautoka, Fiji, the second largest city in the Fijian Islands, known among other things for its tropical beauty and sugar production. He arrived in the United States in third grade and attended school in the Sacramento area through middle school. His family moved several times in his early high school years until finally settling in his 10th grade year at Jesse Bethel High School. He started his junior year at John Finney, and due to his hard work, he was also able to graduate in December of 2025. He has been living in the Fresno area since January and working on getting accepted into a college to pursue something in the nursing field. In his spare time, he likes to swim and stay active, and has found the Fresno area provides lots of opportunities to be active. It is my pleasure to present to you the John Finney High School valedictorian for the 25-26 school year, Mr. Arav Prasad.
Hello and good morning, dear classmates, families, and teachers. Oh, no, this is the wrong one. Good morning, class of 2026, family, friends, faculty, and the incredible community of Vallejo. My name is Arvav Prasad, and it is an absolute honor to stand before you as we celebrate this incredible milestone. And thank you, Principal Winston and Vice Principal Bushnell for your support and dedication for the John W. Finney High School students. It is hard to believe that only 2 short years ago, I walked into these hallways as a sophomore, and today we are spending our final moments together as a graduating class. Time has a way of moving faster than you expect, and standing here now feels both exciting and surreal. As we celebrate this achievement, it is important to remember that high school was only the warm-up. Whether you were the quiet one, the loud one, or somewhere in between, it's just the beginning of your journey. For many of us today, marks the start of our next chapter in our lives. Some of us are headed to universities, community college, careers, or trade schools. While some may see graduation as the end of a book, it is really the beginning of a new chapter. The world needs people in every profession, in every field, and I have no doubt that each one of you will make a meaningful impact wherever life takes you. Life is full of obstacles that try to hold us back. Fear, mistakes, failures, uncertainty can often make us question ourselves, but it is by taking risks, facing challenges, and pushing beyond our comfort zone that we grow into people we are meant to become. To my fellow classmates, thank you for the memories, the laughter, the tears, and everything in between. We have faced challenges, setbacks, and moments when the road ahead seemed unclear, yet here we are today, stronger than we were yesterday, and ready for whatever comes next. My own journey to the stage was far from a straight line. Years ago, my family made the life-changing move from Fiji to the United States. The transition was not easy. We moved from city to city and school to school, and constantly starting over made it difficult to build connections and find stability. Eventually, coming to John Finney High School changed my perspective. It gave me the support, encouragement, and sense of belonging that I needed to turn things around and find my direction. None of us reached this moment alone. Behind every graduate sitting here today is a network of people who believed in us, supported us, and encouraged us when we needed it most. I would like to thank our teachers and staff for their dedication, for commitment to helping us succeed. A special thanks to Ms. Hanley for always encouraging her students to stay focused, disciplined, and determined. Thank you, Ms. Palmer, for your constant support, kindness, and for always looking out for your students. Your guidance made a lasting difference in our lives. I would also like to thank our families and loved ones. Thank you for your sacrifice, your patience, and your unwavering belief in us. You celebrate our success, helped us through our struggles, and never stopped cheering us on. Class of 2026, as we leave here today, remember that success is not measured by how quickly you reach your destination, but by the perseverance, character, and determination you show along the way. Do not be afraid to take chances. Do not let fear keep you from pursuing your dreams. The future belongs to those who are willing to step forward even when the path is uncertain. Today is not the end of our story. It is the beginning of a new adventure filled with opportunities, challenges, possibilities. Congratulations, class of 2026. Be proud of how far you've come, believe in how far you can go, and never stop striving to become the best version of yourself. Thank you, and congratulations to the John W. Finney High School class of 2026.
And now we have the chance to hear a few words from our superintendent, Mr. Ruben Aurelio.
Good morning, families, teachers, staff, honored guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. My name is Ruben Aurelio, and it is my privilege and honor to serve as the superintendent of Vallejo City Unified School District. Class of 2026, you are a class unlike any other. Many of you entered middle school during one of the most disruptive periods in modern history. You experienced a global pandemic during years that should have been filled with traditions, celebrations, friendships, and milestones. Instead, you found yourselves learning through screens, adapting to constant change, and navigating uncertainty that even adults struggled to understand. Yet despite those challenges, you kept moving forward. You adapted, persevered, and grew stronger. And today we celebrate not only what you have achieved, but who you have become. Because the diploma you receive today represents much more than the academic success. It represents resilience and determination. It represents the late nights, the difficult mornings, the setbacks, and the moments when giving up may have seemed easier than continuing. It represents every challenge you faced and every time you chose to keep going. That is something no one can ever take away from you. As I look out at you today, I see a generation that has already learned one of life's most important lessons. Challenges do not define us. How we respond to them does. And you responded with courage. You responded with grit. You responded by showing up. Today you stand at the beginning of a new chapter. Some of you will continue your education. Some of you will begin careers. Some of you will serve in the military. Some of you will start businesses, pursue trades, travel, raise families, or follow paths that have yet to reveal themselves. And that's the exciting part. You do not need to have every answer today. In fact, very few people do. What matters is that you remain curious, stay open to learning, be willing to take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. Some of your greatest successes will come from moments when things do not go according to plan. Life has a way of surprising us. Sometimes the opportunities that shape us most are the ones we never saw coming. As you move forward, there's one thing I hope you never underestimate: kindness. We are living in a time when it is easy to criticize, to divide, and to focus on what separates us. But kindness remains one of the most powerful choices we can make. Kindness is not weakness, it is strength. It takes strength to listen, it takes strength to show empathy, it takes strength to help someone when there is nothing to gain in return. The world needs more people who lead with kindness. More people choose understanding over judgment. More people who lift others up rather than tear them down. No matter where your journey takes you, I hope you carry that with you. Treat people with dignity, respect differences, look for ways to help others succeed, and remember that some of the most important things you will ever do may never appear on a resume. The way you make people feel matters. The way you treat others matters. The way you show up for your community matters. Class of 2026, your generation will face challenges we cannot yet imagine, but you will also have opportunities we cannot yet imagine. You will shape the future in ways that none of us can predict. The question is not whether you will make an impact. The question is, what kind of impact will you make? Will you be someone who creates opportunities? Will you be someone who brings people together? Will you be someone who helps solve problems instead of simply pointing them out? I believe you will, because I have seen your resilience. I have seen your creativity. I have seen your compassion, and I have seen your potential. My hope for each of you is that you dream bigger than you ever have before. Go explore, go learn, go discover new places and new ideas. Meet people whose experiences are different from your own. Challenge yourself, push beyond what feels comfortable. Become the person you are capable of becoming, but wherever life takes you, never forget where your story began. Never forget the people who believed in you, the teachers who encouraged you, the families who supported you, the friends who stood beside you. And never forget Vallejo, because this city will always be part of your story. And one day, whether you return for a season or a lifetime, I hope you bring back everything you have learned. Bring back your ideas, your talents, your passion, and your vision for what is possible. The future is not something that simply happens to us. It is something we create. And when I look at the class of 2026, I see future educators, entrepreneurs, engineers, artists, healthcare professionals, public servants, innovators, and leaders. I see people who will make a difference, who will improve lives, who will inspire others. Most of all, I see hope. Hope for Vallejo, hope for our communities, hope for our future. Class of 2026, the world needs your courage, it needs your leadership, and it needs your kindness. Go forward with confidence, lead with compassion, lift others as you rise, and remember that no matter where life takes you, you will always have a home in Vallejo. Congratulations, class of 2026. We are proud of you, we believe in you, and we cannot wait to see what you do next. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Aurelio, for those encouraging words to our graduates. I have the honor of introducing Miss Cassandra James. Supervisor Cassandra James serves on the Solano County Board of Supervisors, representing nearly 93,000 residents in Solano County's 1st District, which includes much of Vallejo. A dedicated advocate for equality and community empowerment, she has spent her career working to expand opportunities for underserved communities and ensure residents have access to resources that they need to survive and thrive. Deeply rooted in Vallejo, Supervisor James has championed housing equality, community development, and civic engagement through her years of service on numerous local boards and commissions. As the first millennial elected to represent the 1st District, she brings a fresh perspective to public service while remaining focused on strengthening the community and creating pathways for future generations. Her commitment to Vallejo's youth is reflected not only in her public leadership, but also in her lifelong dedication and advocacy, mentorship, and investing in the next generation of the leaders sitting right here before us. We give a warm welcome to Supervisor Cassandra James.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to the class of 2026. Good morning to the families, to the educators, to the administrators, and the honored guests. To the class of 2026, congratulations. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge the passing of the man for who your school is named after, John W. Finney. His name lives on through your institution, through you, the students who walk the halls, through the futures that are built here every single year. I want to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence to honor his life, his legacy, and his impact. Thank you. And let's get to the joy of today. Today, and it's okay to applaud. Let's get to the joy of today. Today, we are celebrating. It's a day filled with pride, excitement, and maybe even a little uncertainty about what comes next. Graduates, you worked hard to reach this moment. You overcome challenges, met deadlines, survived exams, navigated friendships, and persevered through circumstances that no one else fully understands. Today, you receive a diploma. But more importantly, today you receive a choice about who you will become, a choice about what dreams you will pursue, and a choice about whether you will allow other people to define your limits or whether you have the audacity to define them for yourselves. That's why I want to leave you with one message today. Have the audacity to bet on yourself. Now, that sounds simple, but betting on yourself is one of the hardest things you'll ever do because the world will constantly offer reasons why you shouldn't. People will tell you that you're too young, too inexperienced, too ambitious, too different, too late, or simply not qualified enough. And if you're not careful, you'll start to believe them. I know because I've been there. When I graduated high school 100 years ago, I had a plan. I was going to college. I was going to build a future for myself. I had enrolled at the illustrious Dillard University, excited and ready to begin the next chapter of my life. Everything was falling in place for me. And then life quickly humbled me. Before the fall semester could even begin, Hurricane Katrina hit. In an instant, everything changed. The plans I had carefully created disappeared overnight. The future I had imagined was suddenly uncertain, and the trajectory of my life shifted in ways I could never anticipate. And like so many people affected by the storm, I returned home trying to figure out what came next. And if you live long enough, you know life has a way of introducing detours you never planned for. Sometimes the road you're on disappears. Sometimes doors will close unexpectedly. Sometimes circumstances beyond your control forces you to start over again and again. And that was my reality. Responsibilities piled up, time passed, and life happened. And there were moments when returning to school for me was unrealistic. There were moments when it seemed easier to accept that the dream, my dream, had passed me by. And maybe some of you know what that feels like. Maybe your journey to this graduation stage wasn't as straightforward as people think. Maybe you had to overcome obstacles that no one in this audience knows about. Maybe you've had moments when you've questioned whether you were capable, whether you belonged, or even if your goals were possible. I know I certainly did. But eventually I learned something important. Sometimes you have to stop listening to the noise and start listening to yourself. The noise will tell you what can't be done. The noise will tell you why now isn't the right time. The noise will tell you to lower your expectations, to settle. My noise told me, why did I say yes to being the commencement speaker today? But my inner voice, the one that knows who you are, the one who knows who you're capable of becoming, will tell you something different. It will tell you to keep going. It will tell you to try again. It will tell you that your story isn't over. So while working full time, I made a decision that many people thought was unthinkable. I went back to school full time, not because it was cute and convenient, not because it was easy, but because I decided to bet on myself. I started at junior college, and I took it one step at a time, one class at a time, one semester at a time, and eventually I earned not one, not two, but 3 associate degrees. Then I transferred to the forever Mills College and completed my bachelor's degree. Now, when people see the accomplishments, they often focus on the outcomes. They see the degrees, the achievement. What they don't always see are the sacrifices, the late nights, the doubt, the moments when quitting seemed like the easier option. But again, there's always a lesson. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not always the smartest people in the room. They're often the people who simply refuse to stop betting on themselves. And after school, I continued to make audacious decisions. One of those decisions was running for Solano County Board of Supervisors. Now, and let me be honest, not everyone thought that I belonged in that race. In fact, I overheard a conversation one day that I will never forget. A woman had just smiled in my face moments earlier. Then I heard her ask someone, who gave her the audacity to join this race? Who gave her the audacity? Think about that question. Because what she was really asking was, who told her that she belonged here? Who told her she was qualified? Who told her she had a chance? And if we're being honest, many of us spend our lives waiting for someone to answer those questions for us, waiting for the permission, waiting for validation, waiting for someone else to tell us when we're ready. But the truth is, I want every graduate here today to listen to this. No one is coming to hand you permission. You have to give it to yourself. You have to decide that your dreams are worthy. You have to decide that your voice matters. You have to decide that you belong in rooms you never entered before. You have to decide that your background does not determine your future. You have to decide that the setbacks do not define your potential. You have to decide that your circumstance do not get the final word. Because if you wait for someone else to believe in you before you move forward, you may be waiting forever. There were people, even within my own community, who kept me at arm's length because they didn't think that I could win. They didn't think I had a chance. But I learned one of the most important lessons of my life. Sometimes the first person who has to believe in you is you. Before the supporters arrived, before opportunities appeared, you have to believe first. You have to bet first, and you have to move first. And it turned out I had the audacity not only to run, but to actually win. Graduates, everyone sitting here today will face moments when life asks a question. Are you willing to bet on yourself? Maybe it's applying for the college you think is out of reach. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's pursuing a career no one in your family has ever pursued. Maybe it's speaking up when your voice shakes. Maybe it's trying again and again and again and again after failure. Maybe it's choosing a dream that scares you. And in those moments, remember this: courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is deciding that your purpose matters more than your fear. Betting on yourself does not guarantee success every time, but not betting on yourself guarantees you'll never know what was possible. The world does not need more people who shrink themselves to fit other people's expectations. The world needs people with audacity, the audacity to learn, the audacity to lead, the audacity to fail and try again, the audacity to walk through doors that weren't built with them in mind, the audacity to create opportunities where none existed, the audacity to become exactly who they were created to be. Class of 2026, you are entering a world that will present challenges, but it will also present opportunities. There will be moments when your path is clear, and there will be moments when life throws a Hurricane Katrina in your plans and forces you to begin again. When those moments come, remember that detours do not mean defeat, and setbacks do not mean the story is over. And uncertainty does not mean impossibility. Your future will not be determined solely by the obstacles you face. It will be determined by what you do when you face them. So today, as you turn your tassels and prepare for the next chapter, I leave you with this challenge. When opportunity appears, have the audacity to say yes. When others doubt you, have the audacity to keep going. When life reroutes your plans, have the audacity to adapt. When fear shows up, have the audacity to move forward anyway. And when the world asks, who gave you that audacity, look them in the eye and say, I gave it to myself. Now go out into the world and bet on the greatest investment you will ever make, yourself. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
Thank you for those inspiring words, Supervisor James. Now, the moment you have all been waiting for. The presentation of diplomas. Teachers Lisa Gu and Madeline Feely are coming to the stage to present the diplomas to our deserving graduates. Thank you.
Arav Prasad.
Unique Armstrong.
Would you like some tea? Would that be easier? Okay.
Juan Chel Rangel.
Ulysses Ayala Parra.
Kwame King.
Veronica Bado Perez.
Zanaya De Leon. Zanaya Anderson De Leon.
Jordan Bailey.
Ashlyn Aguilar.
Thomas Bardwell.
Oscar Alatorre.
Darion Beeman.
Tayani Alexander.
Mahaley Bennett.
Josefina Arias.
Sky Birch.
Terrence Bondurant.
Nixon Diaz Mahano.
Christopher Kane.
Oh boy. Linnea Dunn.
Valentin Camacho Olivares.
Kiana Echeverria Johnson.
Jesus Castillo.
Natasha Escobar.
Jasmine Cerron Clemaco Martinez.
Anthony Fernandez.
Gael Chavez Sanchez.
Ariana Fernando Westbrook.
Brian Cooper.
Jada Lee Garcia.
Jamie Camila Cuevas Orozco.
Taylor Griffin.
Antonio de Alba Gabriel.
Marcus Guidry.
Lucas Gupton.
Catherine Leon Guerrero.
Donovan Lee Hall.
Eduardo Lepe Campos.
Vicky Head.
Javier Lopez.
Jose Hercules Dupuy.
Joseph Macias Estrada.
David Herrera.
Brian Martinez.
We're good. I got it.
Rogelio Herrera Hernandez.
Sofia Martinez Reyes.
Jason Johnson.
Ava McDaniel.
Kwame Johnson.
Alexa Nogaro Contreras.
Nice job, Alexis.
AJ Kelly.
Isabella Padilla.
Paisley Parker.
Cecily Josephine Rosa Schaefer.
Maria Fernanda Pina Gutierrez.
Anthony Thomas.
Francisco Ramirez.
Destiny Thomas.
Diego Rodriguez.
Zaira Vasquez.
Pedro Romo Castillo. Juliana Ruiz Sanchez.
Joseph Victor Ochoa. Jose. Sorry.
Julian Salguero.
Isaiah Victor Ochoa.
Kevin Solorzano.
Marvin Washington.
Martin Lopez.
Janae Webb. Michael Williams.
Got it? All right, okay, thank you.
The Lady Zavala Santiago.
Okay. Graduates of John Finney High School, please stand. By the power vested in me and by the state of California, on behalf of the Board of Trustees for the Vallejo City Unified School District, I do hereby certify that all of the John Finney High School students before us have met all the requirements for graduating from the Vallejo City Unified School District. At this point, please turn your tassels from the right to the left. You are all now graduates. Congratulations, class of 2026.
That's it. We did it. Where's the music?
Music?
Yeah, the speakers are too hot. Music?